Welcome back, everyone. Honestly, I don't think that break was long enough for us to be able to gather ourselves, but I'm Yingsu, I've got Bren, Sideshow, and SK Rossi with me here. Rossi, talk me through what you thought of that game.
That game was all about King and Shy. I mean, how many rounds did King save for them? You know, it's just insane. Like, every round he just wins for them. And it was like King show.
Yeah, it really, really was.
No, I mean, that guy is just a freak. He's just a freak of nature. Like, going up on that stage in that fashion, but just look at how close this was as well. I mean, a classic combination of Leviathan going to OT on Haven and taking it 16-14 again.
Yeah, exactly the same as when they played against Exen.
Yeah.
The same level of chaos and clutches and absurd moments and King stealing the show. I mean, it's just bonkers. It always happens on this map. And I feel sorry for the Vitality guys because the set plays, the mid-rounding, they had such awesome ideas, but they couldn't keep it going. The strat book ran out and that you could feel the tension, the pressure, the inexperience all mounting up.
I want to quickly talk about the pistol rounds as well. Of course, with that map, that means they've now officially lost 8 pistols in a row. Rossi, you know, you were on the 6 of those you were involved in. So what do you think is going on with them? Why are they losing so many pistols?
I think they're not gathered up or clumped up on the pistol rounds. You know, it's just like people peeking solo against 4-5 people. I think that's the part. I think like Vitality should just buy Sheriff. You know, after every eco round on the eco round they just win. After the pistol round they just win like so many rounds, and the Sheriff is just so good.
I mean, I think they're going to be kicking themselves though as well, because you look at that stat, right, and how close that map was.
Yeah.
Vitality, if you win a pistol round there, despite the fact that they were winning the rounds afterwards because of just sheer heroics as well, like in that one instance, I think in the first half, you win a pistol round, you win that map.
But there were so many other moments as well, though, that they could have won. You know, Bone Cold inside a smoke, and somehow Mazzino kills him. And listen, there were just so many moments that we could go over and over and over.
Let's go over one of those moments right now in the Verizon high-speed moment of the match. Of course, this massive from Leviathan. I think it was a 2v5 they managed to win. And this was in regulation time, and it felt like, Brent, so long ago.
And this was just crazy as well, because up until this point, Vitality was so clean with the trading and being able to play off of each other. And it was that 2v5 that just didn't go their way. And Bone Cold, the decision there as well to just wide swing with the util out. Multi does a really good job of maintaining that kill there in Garage. But Shy is just like the finisher here, man. I mean, this guy has been so consistent as that final level, that final layer in terms of like when it gets down to that situation where it's just him or King, always bringing it to them.
Yeah, I think SK Rossi hit the nail on the head earlier. And while we were watching the match as well, you were saying this is all about the mental game now.
Yeah.
Because when it gets to that kind of point, Vitality clearly have the skill, the talent, and the strats, but they lost it. They didn't have the experience. King and Shy did.
I mean, it's a 5v2. It's really hard to come back from that. And the scoreline is not like, it's not the beginning stage of the game. It's like the end stage of the game. And you lose a 5v2, and it's very difficult to come back from that. And it's all about the mental game from there.
Yeah.
I mean, one guy was really trying to keep them in the game over and over again is Twiston.
Yeah.
Here he is in the aim lab shoot-around as he is warming up for the next map. Ross, you know, earlier you said that the way that they could beat them is to kind of punish Twiston. Do you feel like they did enough of that?
No, I don't think so. Twiston was still stealing the show there. But, you know, like, there were 2 people from the other side. It's King and Shy.
Yeah. They just outdid him, I guess.
Yeah.
I think they had some really good ideas to set Twiston up, though. There was a lot of aggression, and it's coordinated. The set play that they had to punish the ult orb being picked up, where Twiston's up on top with his knives, that's awesome. Vitality, I think, played the better game on Haven, but they couldn't keep it together towards the end.
Yeah, it was always about the clutch rounds and
the clutch rounds.
The close situations. It's always, I think it's just the pressure.
And now I'm looking forwards as well, looking at Twiston as a player, right? Because the guy is pretty new to the big stage like this. He's putting up unbelievable numbers as well for someone who is kind of new to this kind of pressure and global stage. But when you lose in the fashion that you did on map number 1, heading forwards, you got to keep it together. And that is going to be the next big test for Vitality, because you cannot think about map 1 and how close you were to claiming it. You just have to solely focus and reset the mental heading into Pearl. And that can be so difficult to do with like a newly formed team like this.
I want to talk about it with you because we are heading into Pearl, and Rossi, you guys kind of got smashed on map 1, 13-4, but then you did come back.
Yeah.
So how do you come back into this?
I think it's all a mental game. When we lost the first game, you know, our coach is like, what you guys are doing? This is not how you guys play. And they're just like, yeah, this is not how we play. On the big stages, you need to be very confident, very bold, and just group up together and keep hitting sides. And together on this stage, it's all about like trust each other and just go together and just win the game.
Yeah, I'm really I think Vitality are going to be kicking themselves because I'm looking at that map graphic, and honestly, when things go to map 3, it's not going to get any easier. No. I don't think Haven looked as good for Leviathan, and they let it slip away from them. I think they're going to be kicking themselves.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're planning like a trap play. You win Pearl here, you take it to that map 3, and it goes to Ascent. It doesn't matter if you in your heads you were like, we wanted them to pick this, we are counter-stranding it, because Leviathan are just that good. I don't know if we hammered it home enough at the beginning, before this match. They are unbelievable on Ascent.
Yeah, I mean, Pearl was also the map that they dropped as well. Are you guys surprised that this is where we're going to go? Vitality wanted to go there.
Yeah,
with other choices?
I mean, I think the map pool is just so weird for this match, frankly. But I think that it's set us up for an insane game. So I'm hoping that we get to see all the classics. Twiston coming out and really getting on fire with his jet. And I want to see the continuation of this from King. The final moment where he's just stepped up.
Oh my God.
Just pure, I don't even know what the emotion is on his face, just dominance. His iron will over the course of that map, I think he's going to extend into it. He just forced Vitality to bend the knee. It was absurd.
That was just pure ego, I think. That's just like, I am better than all of you.
Yeah. No, just an insane. That shot at the end as well. I mean, just looking upon his kingdom and seeing all that he had conquered. I mean, the guy is just...
I'm convinced he has a divine right to rule.
It seems
I'm
like
down
it,
with that. I'm down with that. Yeah, we're all the citizens of King's Kingdom. There you go. There is something there. Give me some time. Give me some time. We are going to head to the Prime Gaming Agent Select soon. But again, Ross, you know, you've played against Vitality already. What are some of the, you think, strong and weaknesses they have here?
I think the V long, they always, as a defenders, Vitality have a flash peek ready always. Like every time we try to hit V long, there's always one of us used to die because of their flash peek. And their timing is really good. I think that will be a thing for them.
Something to look out for. Well, no changes, it looks like, when it comes to the Agent Select, at least.
Wow, but we do get a head-to-head battle between the Jets this time. Literally just brute forcing it out, you know, Twiston versus Tacolilla. It's going to be interesting to see if Taco doesn't have a bad beginning like he did at the start of Haven that we just witnessed.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it much because it didn't end up mattering, I guess, for the map overall, but Taco had a really rough beginning, and he only woke up by the time he got to OT. He can't do that here.
Well, speaking of OT, I hope that Achilles and Pansy have had a nice rest and are ready for another potential overtime. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm down for it. I mean, what else do we have to do? So,
yeah,
and I think the desk had such a good way of characterizing that game that I do think overall Vitality had a really good approach to it, but then just between Shy and King,
the clutches were insane. I mean, what are you going to do against that? I mean, a couple blunders there from the side of Vitality, but I mean, widely the calls of mid-rounding was quite solid. They just kept getting outdone at the very ends of those rounds. But now we get ready to go back into Pearl, something that we have seen from both of these teams here. Crucially, one of the maps that Global was able to take away from Vitality. We'll see if they've been able to workshop this and really clean it up. Leviathan in their own right, 13-11 versus Zeta when they knocked them out of the tournament, so wasn't necessarily a one-sided affair by any means.
No, that was with Sugar Hero, though. That was a
Fair
game
point.
and a half. But
well, now they have to play this without Twiston.
yeah, we did want to see Taco heat up early and actually get into the game earlier on. Yes, he activated an OT. I want to see him find that impact here. Him on the Jet, I think he looks way more comfortable overall than the Raze, if I'm honest. I think it suits him hands down way better.
I mean, he's played it, what, now 11 times, something to that figure. So it's not been a big experience agent for him. The Jet very much should be, lend itself to a lot more comfort for Tacolilla.
Can't wait to see what he does with it. But on the other side, Vitality, those losses, even in those moments, so difficult because it was that damn close, but very strained start. No one wanted to overstep here, but that confidence going to be building off that first pick. Taking down Twiston is a huge scalp to claim.
The thing I am looking for from Tacolilla is a bit of an improved performance here on this map, because when they did beat Best Zeta, crushing that first map of Ascent, and then wasn't finding that much value. Okay, King just eats all of that damage, but doesn't matter, still finds Bone Cold. Pedestrian's able to trade back too. Man advantage there for the side of Lev. Plant does come in. Sender playing out from B-Link needs to really help keep Destrian protected.
Yeah, Sender needs to really create a nice crossfire here. Has to just kind of commit the all RCT. That paranoia that someone could be coming late middle has been the death of him, and Leviathan clearing perfectly. I love the little set piece they had in play to try and clear through B-Link there. That worked quite well, but even still finding value on the site. Leviathan's still doing damage, and once again, Vitality's inability, it feels, to win pistols has come back to haunt them.
Now, where are we at? 0 and 9?
Something like that. Something horrific.
Something to that effect.
Yep.
Not been great, but again, let's see if they can go ahead and convert this, because those ever dangerous Sheriffs are going to be coming through. Sender himself not looking to pick one up. He was one of the really big factors in that split game. The Sheriff in hand. Nope, never mind. He's got it. The call's been made. The Sheriff Savants, I believe, as we deem them on the desk. Let's see if they can get it done once more.
But if you're Leviathan, you've got to be so readily available for this. It's so characteristic of this side now. Early flash will give away Sender's position, but not exactly the end of the world. You can see Twistin trying to test towards R early on. A little bit of a split towards A potentially. Plenty of bodies in between here and there, though, and a whole boat of utility, too.
Turret playing contact to try to swing off that one. Nebula does come up. Suppress out on the Nazwar. Just clears the haunt. Can wait this out, and then we'll have those flashes available yet once more. Dash now gone. Dog's going to be sent over. Will spot Senders. There's still somebody lingering around A. Was able to go ahead and pick up that ult orb as well. Get it one step closer towards having lockdown available.
Yeah, and they deal with utility pretty early on if you're Vitality. They've cleared well through up, but now they start to deal with players in the place. Deep Flash will confirm attendance and actually does connect pretty well on this. Taco almost overextending towards A main, but again, you want to see him confident. You want to see him taking that space as he's done well. Doesn't even get to be punished on it either. Falls away freely towards Pit, and still none of Vitality able to close down towards him.
Couple spams through. Tacolilla will be taken down. Has to go for the reload there. Dangerous spot. A brief moment from Shy as Twistin will wrap around the side. Gets that headshot across and gets another one. Shy dead. King will again be there to finish the job, but fantastic amount of damage dealt here from the side of Vitality, getting rid of 3 of these weapons.
Again, they always seem to find the small successes in these second rounds, but bigger picture, Leviathan off to the start that they needed. You got Taco way more activated this time. King still putting up that performance we want to be seeing from map 1. I just want to see what happens if Taco keeps this level of confidence high, because I think that's the one missing factor that could set Leviathan that one step ahead here. Yes, we know that Twistin is exceptionally good, but we had a very missing Taco on the first map, and they're still able to overcome the opponents. So if he is able to find this form, feel that confidence early on, that's where my eyes really tend to go towards. And similar scenes here, but again, the bonus round here quite light in regards to what Leviathan have. Spectres, Stingers, and a couple of Sheriffs coming out. So the question gets posed, how clean do Vitality keep this with their rifles and the light armor beside them? Oh no, Taco! He's been set up for success. Cheeky as you like, slippery as ever. And that's 2 rifles gone, and they are very much collectible late round.
Yep, as they go ahead and drift away, back over towards shop, into B. Go ahead and pick them up. So far, they're still showing some apprehension of pushing that position, and seems like it's actually quite wise, because they're doubling back at least to push their way in through mid-link. King with a nice little jiggle will go ahead and spot him out. Does get tagged down to 62. They still garner a great deal of information.
You could see the pings earlier on from Leviathan, that there was a chance that someone had slipped through towards kind of, the mid-connector, go down towards water, but no one actually had. Now they've backfilled it a little, play some utility, but it gives them a fair fight towards the site. Somewhat, a 3v2. There is still King here, and maybe it outweighs his singular value. Destrian trying to close in towards long, but again, wall's still there. Not going to be easy. 15 seconds now, they're running out of time.
They are, and looks like they're wearing this position. They do spam it out. King was trying to lurk, didn't go for the destruction on that 0.9 because he wanted to try to hide his positioning, but Shy and Nazwar, they go ahead, they storm their way in. They're going to go ahead and convert this bonus. 3-0 start now for Leviathan.
And 2 rifles taken into this round. Actually, I think it was 3 at the end potentially. I'm not 100% sure. But again, winning out in every way that they wanted to. Yeah, got a little dicey at the end there. A couple of casualties, sure, but you'll suffer through that considering your purchase was nothing. It's off the back of this slippery little play, just sitting tucked in off the back of the contact as soon as they came through on, which was a high priority area that Vitality had been trying to address early on. So a nice little counter from Leviathan.
All right, that's a new look from Owner.
That's a gif. That's a gif right there. And the buyback here is atrocious for Vitality. They're really suffering under the weight of this, and already Taco, Operator, is out and about. And not shy to make you know, make a little noise with it either.
Okay. Just the one tag there on Destrian through the wall. Obviously no healing available. The Skyless composition is Bone Cold just trying to clear the turret. Kings is now not allowed to play this position at all. Really good early damage already out here on one of the Vitality members. Twisted with this Judge needs to be able to get into close quarters. He's got the dash, it's at the ready. He pushes in. And Taco's just gonna back away. Doesn't even want to try to challenge holes, and that's wise.
Yeah, smart choice. Doesn't need to overstay his welcome. They can potentially play for a retake here. They still have good information on the back lines. The chip damage has been achieved, but they still need to get past these players. So, again, that operator should take somewhat of a back seat in this. It's going to be hard to clear those close corners that Twiston, for example, is trying to lock down. Needs support, though. He can't be doing this alone. Let's see if he does have that support on the way through. Smoke invested to allow for the cross. The timing's great. Twiston, Judge back to hand and ready to go.
Yep, they just have to pull away from this position. They don't want to try to challenge it anymore. They're going to try to get him from the other side, and the flash timing is perfect. Taco finds a headshot, but Bone Cold answers back. 3 members left on either side. The post-plant util, however, looking very weak for the side of Vitality. They're just holding this up to half now. They pull off of it. Both players on all sides, really dangerously low. There's the headshot. The hold coming through, but Sender's got it. The 3K to drag them across the finish line. They somehow make it work.
Vitality, please. What the hell is that? Sheriff's out. A Marshall to the Judge back sight. Bloody hell. Have a watch of this Red Bull clutch again. Twiston, yeah, dirty with it on the quick shot there. But Bone Cold still doing great damage at the start, but it was Sender at the end. Oh. That's a Vitality round if you've ever seen one. Scrappy as you like. Now, it does quell the, I guess, the swell of the money that could have happened here for Leviathan, but they're still able to buy back into this. So right back into the thick of things. And early work from Taco. Sees nothing in middle, and they have been exploring towards Art as a high priority place, right? That's what we've been seeing. So this could be quite indicative. This is a heavier A piece, but again, let's see how much they read into this one. Do they re-clear through Art? Do they continue to keep someone postured up on that with that Sky?
Lockdown. Cosmic Divide at the ready. Good tools to get themselves safely into the site. Orb snatched up there from Molesy just to try to get even closer towards that null command as well. There's the divide. Prowler leads in, flash over the top. Dash in right up close, Twisted getting ready to push out of the smoke. Nasworth the first one to fall. Snaps on, but Taco answers back. Mazzino as well, finding 2, and they will just go ahead and shut them out of this push.
You don't get fair fights against Leviathan. They fight as a team. The trades are gorgeous. See what I mean?
Oh, no.
You don't get a fair fight on them. Leviathan play as 5 strong. Every single fight is there. Every single trade is there. The fact that Taco was able to get away, tucked in towards a site like that, while you had someone like Mazzino bailing him out as well. It's just perfect. It's so hard to break down, even with that divide in place. Look at the push and pull here. As soon as they're trying to clear that close angle, you've got the swing coming through from A-Link. It's just gorgeous to watch. And as said, Leviathan, you're not going to find easy picks towards them. They are in just perfect positioning here. That's how you stabilize, though. I think that was 4 standing at the end. Rifle's going to come across, and it crushes Vitality right back down to Sheriffs.
This is just Naswer who ends up dying in that round. Vitality now going to be calling this early timeout. Put themselves in that 3-round deficit, and they want to look to course correct right now. So make the call. We have some kind of plan here going into this attempted eco round. And then also set the stage for what they can anticipate going into the next buy. Twiston does have those blades available, so we can expect to see him pop those. Can potentially have an immense amount of impact with it.
Absolutely, but we are very much seeing Leviathan with a little caveat now that you get Taco there. So it's a whole different puzzle that's been presented to Vitality that they have to deal with him as well. Because before, as I said, it wasn't as much of a threat. Yes, you had King doing really well. Shy, I will always just call him just, you know, the rock of the team, the safest pair of hands. He's always good for it. But now you've got to deal with Taco, and that's a different kind of protocol list that they have to address, because this guy is getting super slippery with it. You're seeing him warming in. Must feel nice to have actually a really good start in this game after really struggling on that raise. Mentally for him, this should be good, and we wanted to counter to Twiston, right? Someone to maybe, you know, slow the roll down a little bit. Let's see if maybe Taco is going to be that player.
Blades at the ready. Taco just hugging back here behind the screen. Looks like they just want to see if they can spot anybody out there on the site. Knew that there wasn't going to be an operator on the opposing side, so didn't go for the shop up draft play. Though Hattie actually probably could have been able to catch Taco.
This is almost an indicator of what we saw before, right? The Nanoswarm clears down towards the end of B-Link, but this time looking to get that double door pressure going through. The Prowler should find Shy, and this should be the swing off the back, but actually Leviathan not really being too affected, just having to respect the smokes as it stands. Vitality gets space. They work for it, though. They've had to put a lot of utility early into this, but now I need to see them convert that towards a site, and you can see the counter to this. Taco taking space elsewhere. It's going to be towards ramp. It's going to be towards B-Long. Does get the pressure on, but again, they've taken over mid here. This is really tricky for Leviathan to feel comfortable with.
Okay, little whiffy there from King. Still puts Sender down to 5 HP, though. It's not going to be the greatest concern, but Shy was able to confirm that at least one person got through that mid position. Now should anticipate that the majority of the players have, and yeah, should have been enough to at least spot one or two. Taco just looks to hold close. Dash in, the blades connect. Twistin gets the headshot. That could just be the entry done. Zeno now stuck in a bad spot, does trade one before getting taken down. Spike has to be recovered though, and yeah, they're running out of time.
They gotta get this down now. Shy! Death from above! This guy is impossible to remove. Safe pair of hands and explosive play. Leviathan once again handling Vitality. In those final couple of seconds there, Seth, it looked like it could have been Vitality finding what they needed. They cleared the site. They'd done what they had to off the back of that man, Twistin. 2 critical kills. And then Shy answers back in kind, and then more.
I mean, he already got a Verizon high speed. Might as well give him the reflex as well with plays like that. This guy, full comfort is, yeah, I mean, Otis just bouncing up and down in his seat.
Look, you want to see how well Secretlab shares are made. I mean, that's a pretty telling sign. That man
abuse.
is pulling it apart, but 5-1 buyback in for Vitality. We do see the operator into play for Taco again. See how that looks in his hands. Couple of ults now sitting with Vitality try and implement, but already that denial is huge. That's half the map of their access points denied here.
Yeah, and they know that they consistently have been challenging for position, trying to, you know, just gain all of that space in art. So they say, okay, we just throw the pit down, cut off that access point, which makes A that much more unassailable. So again, it's going to be Vitality turning their eyes towards B site. This time, though, Tacolilla, he's got another operator in his hands.
They're ready
Box
for it.
one, there it is.
But they're not ready for it being that quick. This guy is like bottled lightning when he goes off. And he's postured up for a bit more. Has to respect it now. The lockdown's going to be there. How long does he try and linger? How long does he stand?
Pretty damn long. Gets another one. Twistin. Take it out, and that puts them down to 3 players. He's going to try to make his way out of here, and he just narrowly does avoid getting detained. Space gained. The plant can come through.
Good choice.
One spotted. Can he win out on both?
Molzy making the right choice here. He had to have done that. He had to take some space. They didn't have CT. It wasn't safe. Going back around, Vitality winning out the fights they need. Now just 2 alive. It's a 2v3. Spike planted. Time on Vitality's side finally. Oh, but Taco! This guy is different. That's 3 kills already. He could be on for the ace.
He could be. He's going to go ahead and grab a rifle. They hear the shot from Sender. He gets the 4th. The 5th not quite going to come through. Sender puts him down on the ground, brings it now to a 1v1. But he's looking the wrong way. Gets a read of it. But now they're running out of time as we're just trying to bait him in here, make sure that he can't carry this gun forward. At this point, it's not going to happen, but as well, will not be able to escape. The spike will explode. The op will be left on the ground. And Vitality will narrowly scrape by the 2nd round victory.
Almost a massacre at this man's hands. That first was just unthinkable. The audacity to double dip, and then this shot just, filthy. But credit to Vitality to still running them down on the clock, playing it perfectly at the end. Desperate to play to that tune of the timer. 5-2, they get the 2nd on the board. They break the trend. They break the run of rounds. There's no 3 on the trot now. But the buy's still here for Leviathan, and they still have a couple of ults to play with themselves. 1 still left with Vitality, but a lighter purchase, light armor. That's all they can really offer into this round.
And again, heavy focus from both teams over towards mid. Taco just holding, trying to just jiggle around, try to get the spot on him, but it's going to be Bone Cold taken down. And you mentioned that operator, or rather that ult being available. That's the ult gone.
Yeah, and he can just dip away here. They still have support systems in place. King can kind of backfill that role. He's now slipped through towards Art. He is omnipresent in this map. He wants to be the instigator of all of this mayhem. Twistin on the other side seems a bit cautious. I think he's feeling this out now. Does not like what he's seeing. Try and just hold for a second, pause for thought, see if they can punish any over-aggress.
I think the dog spotted Twistin as well. They're still wary that somebody will be lurking there in Art. Flash up over the top. Give them all the confirmation that they need. And from here, this Vitality, how do you decide to approach this? Not having the Nightfall try to escort your way into the site could prove to be very brutal.
Rather than peeking towards Art, sitting a little deeper, Leviathan giving him just that little bit of room, having to respect this round now. Vitality have fought hard for this space.
30 seconds left.
Zeno sat here on the side, looking for the wall bang attempt. He's trying to answer back in kind, but angle's just a little bit off. He changes it up, but Zeno does get knocked down to 33. King gonna be finished off.
Yeah, but they're not out of the woods just yet. Clears towards pit, Destrin's done well there. That's Mazzino gone. But does he recheck this? If he re-peeks this, he's in danger. Up and over the top! Taco trying to get a little nasty with it, and Leviathan just crushing Vitality, and Twisted alive, and he's still behind the divide. He has no idea, but the reveal, he finds Shy, but he has to take down Taco.
Taco
touching
switching
forward!
Oh, the right click!
You wanted a counter to Twister, you got it in Taco. We've finally seen what's taken him down, someone willing to challenge, and someone willing to best him.
And it's such a bold maneuver, but he plays it to absolute perfection. Just rushes him down. Knows that holding the angle with the operator is just not going to be good enough. It's a bit rough. I mean, Mazzino swinging out without having that flash to escort from Nazwer is definitely a big risk. He gets punished for it, but man, does Tacolilla make up for it. I mean, already, Lauren, just look at his stat line, 15, 5, and 2. You can tell that this man is very well at home with the Jet.
100%, but you look at who else is around the map with him. You got King, who's been playing perfectly towards B, being a really nice anchor towards that B-Link side. There's that ult we've been waiting to see come out. I wonder how much value it finds, because it looks like Twiston was up for the challenge there, but Shy having to respect this full away, but he takes a body with him.
Brutalized. Tacolilla does fall, but there's the push in. Nazwer swings in and also guns down Molesey. The attempt at the Thrifty really starts falling apart. Bone Cold does have an operator, but see if he can find one. He can't. Shot goes up top, up high. It's just Sender getting pinched on as Leviathan continue to run away with this map, with this half.
They are in fine form right now, Seth. This is a different looking Leviathan from map 1. Got a little too close for comfort, and now they're fighting fire with fire, and Leviathan seem to be burning a little hotter. 7-2, and you got to see the rounds from Vitality here a little sporadic. Unable to string much together, not getting the ult at the right time to try and complement them either. The little utility setups, we've seen them trying to invest, not finding the value to be able to springboard off it. Someone like King's been wonderful at holding still towards B-Link. You've got now Shy occasionally coming over towards that mid-connector. Totally different look this time, though. As already Taco taking a couple of brave steps towards middle here.
Vitality desperately need to get a fire lit underneath them. Run back these last 3, make it a 7-5 half. You and I were talking about it during the break. The concern about coming to this map again after they dropped it to Global Esports. Have they managed to fix the mistakes that were there? Not sure if that's the case, or really right now it seems like LEV have just studied it and they know exactly what Vitality wants to do every single round. But if they can't rebound here, it feels like going over after the halftime should just be a one-sided affair.
Still, trying to pressure these double doors has not really netted them what they wanted long-term. Again, this is what I credit King for. He's been a constant nuisance at trying to keep that under wraps, allowing the freedom then on the rest of the extremities to come through. Someone then like Taco can start, you know, pressuring through by Art, which is done already. A pick towards middle.
Okay. Oh. Squeaky bum time there for Shy. Knockdown 36.
30 seconds left.
Did he have the clock getting run down? The VIT comes out. That should leave no illusions as far as where they're intending to play this, and there you go. Lockdown invested. They will be able to get this plant off, but they still have to back out of the site. Tacolilla finds Sender on the lurk.
That's a big element removed now, because Taco is good at clearing towards long. We've seen it just moments ago, and the first glimpses now. Does miss the first attempt at it, but a tap from the spike's going to draw the attention and draw the fire, but this time it's not just a tap, it's a hold. Shy has finally been denied off it, but there's the danger back in. Taco's going to make more impact, and it needs to happen now. The defuse, they can't deny it!
And they will just go ahead and steal this one right out from under their noses yet again. Taco, another 4K round for him. Thought maybe he'd have the ace. He wasn't looking to over-aggress for it. He wants to hold on to the operator. And also really just continue to bank up that cash. But, I mean, this opening kill, we didn't get to see it on screen. Taking down Molzy, just that narrow sight line. And he's just playing like a man possessed up in his hands on the jet. It seems like there's nothing that can be done to slow him down.
I mean, caged away on the first map, not feeling comfortable on the agent he was playing. Finally gets that release, finally gets the go-ahead and says, hey, have at it, do what you want, and he's absolutely doing that. The support systems are great as well. It's all there for him. And a little bit of a switch up again this time. Look at this new adjustment. We're going to have King sitting towards ARP this time. You're going to have the Sky combination trying with Shy maybe. I don't know how I feel about it, but right now it's looking good. Destrian gets just thrown to the wolves.
Just charging in, just trying to break something open over at doors. Ends up dying, Sender with a nice kill, of course with the Sheriff. It does get rid of Mazzino, so there goes the rest of the Nebulas in the round here for the side of Leviathan. So a bit more space to work with perhaps for Vitality. Lockdown going to be used as well, just to try to flush them out of this site so they can get in safely and get that plant down. But used by King, not perfectly landing, so they've got a really good avenue to just push forward and avoid getting clipped.
But Twisten's just carrying on. And
Blind.
Maybe thinking he had a little bit more time on that, but absolutely not. The cross being watched as well. That's not an easy point of access, but 5 HP and Sender.
Oh,
the
turret is set up.
turret's got him. That's lovely. Very heads-up play. No plant until now.
Do get it rolling through. Tacolilla dash to the ready. There's the Prowler, instantly cleared. 2 towards Art, 1 on the site. Bone Cold trying to escape. They spot him, they gun him down. That's 3 for Shy. Cloudburst comes up. And the spike. Well, the Nanoswarm will deny
God,
a little bit more. It's just not quite planted for them, and Shy just charges in to clean up for 9 rounds now locked in for Leviathan, who are running away with this defending side.
Maybe Vitality burning the candle at both ends on map 1, giving it everything they had, and now sadly into map 2. Vitality looking a little flat here, not able to get the grip on the game, and you're seeing Taco dropping 20 and 1/2. This guy is just absolutely unchained, but you've got to also then note in this round, Shy having a whale of a time. As said, there are 3 superstars right now, at least on this team, that are stepping up in some individual moments. King, that last map, Shy every map, he's always good, and then Taco now joining. You've got 3 heavy hitters, finding form, and Vitality now are being doused by this.
You just haven't needed to have King have that same impact from the last map. Clearly everybody way more comfortable coming into this Pearl. They've got that warm up, that nail biter map out of their way. And for now, Leviathan are breathing easy. Push out, Taco's good for the kill. Destrian immediately out of there, and again, that is going to be the smoke squad. The Nebula, he gets the leg on the Twisted as well.
This
just to further weaken them.
He could do no wrong. And is that another tag on Twisted?
Smoke.
Okay, it's fine. Oh my god, they are just now holding on to things. They've just about got stability on the site for maybe getting a plant here. Twiston does go down to 3 here. Send a Molzy Bone Cold. Do you have something left in the tank? There is a flank on the way. This is maybe an inevitable crunch coming in, but Vitality now hyper-focused towards Taco. Waiting for it to spring.
He was out of the way. He did not get spotted by the alarm bot, so they might not know that it's coming. Sender does do well to find 1 more, but Mazzino now stepping up. Bone Cold needs to get the clutch. The knife's whipping. He gets the kill. There's the bite to try to flush him out, and it's just burning him down.
He's so confused.
He didn't know where he was.
He was so confused. King's flank was from nowhere. Had no idea.
He should have just enough time.
Yeah, he's fine. He should be fine.
Down to the wire. A couple seconds remaining. But you can see that right now, the comms, they're getting shaken up. That alarm bot not triggering on that flank adds to the confusion of where that snake bite comes from.
I have to say, long story short, Leviathan, there were rumors, there were whispers, you know, the scrim bucks about this side were at an all-time high. And I think we're seeing exactly as to why Taco on 21 kills on the half here. This is a performance he's putting on a show, so don't go anywhere.
Wow, what a show it is, Pansy and Achilles, thank you very much. Rossi, it feels like everything is going Leviathan's way. They just can't lose anything.
It's Taco's world, we're just living in it. The way he played the first game, he was very quiet. And after that overtime, he just started feeling himself, you know, started getting some kills, and now it's just
Yeah.
he's just popping off. He's just getting every kill. Every time the first kill goes for Taco.
It is crazy. When he played against Zeta Division, he got shut down. He went 3-6 on the defense side. And now he's got 21 kills on the defense side.
Right?
Yeah.
And it loops back to what we were talking about prior as well. You know, not only about this Jet head-to-head, but about, you know, the kind of level of experience that's needed to be able to come back after that map 1 when you know you should have won it.
Again, when he played against Zeta on defense, he had 81 ACS. Taco's performance is making all of the difference between why Pearl now looks unbeatable because you can't get past Taco.
And we were singing the praises of players like King and Shy being the difference makers for them to pull it through on Haven. They're not even needed on this map. They haven't been needed because Taco has just been taking charge of the situation. He's been dominating from top to bottom.
And Rossi, it feels like after what happened in the last map, Vitality, they just can't get out of that mental state.
Yeah, it's like it still haunts, right? It was your map. It was very close, and Vitality could have won it, and they know it. And when the pressure starts building up, when they start losing the Pearl map, they realize that we could have won the first map and the momentum could have gone our way, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, and everybody on Leviathan is pumped up. Everyone's playing off the crowd. The crowd is going nuts to it too. And I think all of this is going to be weighing onto Vitality. Remember that Vitality can see what you're seeing here. They can see King going nuts and standing up. They can see the crowd chanting in their ears and supporting the opposing team.
And this is something that you'll never really be prepared for without just that event experience, something that Vitality are only just getting now.
Well, Vitality, they need a miracle here, but Pansy and Kilios, we've seen it before. Will we see it here?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. I mean, look, if there was ever a time to win a pistol round,
Now, please.
this damn well is it.
Oh, man.
And as you can see, Leviathan only
0.
dropping 1 so far.
The
0
odds
and 9.
aren't great, Seth. The odds, you know, there's something about the numbers there that tell me this is worrying.
It already sucks to potentially get eliminated from this tournament. It would suck even more to get eliminated from this tournament after going 0 and 10 in pistols.
Oh God, Twiston's in danger. He can't actually get away. The overrun Shy mows him down.
Spotted.
And Taco's on the site. The VIT are rolling through him already.
The scouting is just absolute perfection. Mosley will be able to trade 1 back.
Good fight, good fight.
And on to Shy as well.
Oh,
They get eliminated even, but they're just running at him. And suddenly Destrian's the last man standing.
It's just a death ball, and Destrian, bless his heart. They are a little wounded. King down low, gets a fair fight. A 1!
Swings.
But you never get a fair fight.
0
on the Leviathan.
and 10 in pistol rounds here at Lock-In, Lauren.
Oh, it's a bad time to not be good at pistols. It's a bad time that is a bit of a problem. But, hey, caveat to that, they are really good at these second rounds when they just get sheriffs and get kind of weird with it. There's still a little bit of danger. They're not completely out of the woods, but Leviathan are just growing strength by strength. It's very hard to stop this now. We've got 2 rifles coming out. Taco and Shy both getting on the rifles now. Vandals in hand. Sheriffs and marshals. Give me something here, Vitality. Let's see it.
Sign of life, a willingness to fight back. The ability to fight back would be great to see. From how this series started with the absolutely insane overtime on Haven, it felt like surely Pearl was also going to deliver. Unfortunately, it seems Vitality. Gas is running low in the tank right now. Util around the back, spots out Bone Cold. He's going to have to reroute through shops, join in through that B link.
There's no subtlety to this now. All in towards B. A 5v5 on the site. And a little bit of caution being shown by Leviathan, not getting overwhelmed here just yet. Chipping away slowly at Vitality. Now Sender and Bone Cold, well, you know, a little worse for wear, but still standing. And now they go. Taco picks up the pace. Only a ghost by his side, but he's feeling well enough to do it. Vitality trying to do some damage back, but nothing really connecting just yet.
Tacolilla just waiting to see if he can see some shots coming out from that lane.
There it is.
Twiston, yep, gets the headshot. And that's exactly what we're wanting to see. Vitality not going down without a fight. The spike now here on the ground does get picked up. A little bit of damage out. The man to trade it back though, Shy again, coming up with 2. And now we find Naswork in a 1v2. And Sender will go ahead and send him to his grave. They pull it off again, Lauren. I don't know how, but they managed to win out the eco round to keep themselves afloat.
They sneak away with 2 of the rifles. That's huge for them. Look, Vitality, maybe not that first round, but the second, they do really well at. So they've given themselves a chance. And I'll say it's a slim chance because the climb back into this game would need no pop-off rounds from Taco, no clutches from Shy, no, quiet heroics from King. And that feels like it's inevitable, but prove me wrong, Vitality. See if you can activate Twiston, get Sender into this game. Let's see what we can get going here, because as it stands, you've got a long road ahead of you, a marathon of a game to turn this around.
I mean, it would be one of the greatest comebacks that we've seen, at least certainly at this tournament, the best one. But it would definitely go down in history, but that double swing, managing to find a single elimination. Molzy quick on the reply, but then Destrian taken down. Molzy's doing his damnedest, but he's only able to find one. Now that's going to be a weapon here in the hands of King.
Down.
But Spike is down, as you say.
Okay, trying to buy a little bit of time, but Mazzino's got a little bit of room to work here. Sender expects it, but seems nervous, looks worried, backs away, and rightly so. He's on his own here. Twiston's over by Pit. He is not able to help him yet. Spike is recovered, and Twiston trying to creep a little closer.
They're wary of this, but the wall bang looking good. They take him down so low, but Shy just swings the corner. He takes him out of the fight, and this would be a tragedy if they convert this. 1v1, a lockdown at the ready. Does he decide to use it?
Oh my God, Shy!
He doesn't even need it.
Anything Vitality can do, Leviathan can do better right now. 12-3, they turn it right back around. And it's no longer just map point, it's match point. And Vitality now are clutching at straws. They get 2 rifles on. They have 1 away from the ult on Sender, 1 away from Molzy, but none ready to be played into such a pivotal round. Leviathan on the verge of crushing them now.
And that should just be the breath ripped away, rather, from Vitality. 2 rifles, a Ghost, a Sheriff, a Spectre. They try to keep themselves in this. Molzy does manage to grab the ult orb over by A. Null Command is at the ready. Sender just 1 off having that lockdown. But instead, he's going to be staring into the face of the attacking lockdown. Shy slaps it on the ground as they continue to inch their way up towards the B site. The full rotation coming across. Null Command out from Molzy. And a nice opening kill from Sender, but it's quickly traded back.
Yeah, good trades, but look at the weaponry again. Still Sheriff, still bits and pieces. Molzy's gone down. It's a 4v3 standing. Bone Cold, Twiston, Destrian. Where's your way in here? What is going to get you back into this round to try and get away from this? The spike's still not planted yet. They haven't found full safety on this. Now allowing enough time for the rest to come back up. We're at a 4v4.
They res him, he's instantly tagged back down to 22, and they finally get the spike planted within the pit. Flash goes across. Cosmic Divide going to be invested as well. Mazzino just really looking to end this right here, right now.
They still have to dig them out along, and Twiston is desperate for it, but Leviathan not falling for their games, not sweating on the plant just yet. But now the spam comes out, it's found the first.
And there's the Nano Swarm to take down Bone Cold. It seems like Lev should be able to end things right here, right now. Destrian desperately trying to flush them out, trying to hunt them down. But there is nothing to be found other than death and demise. Vitality fall. 13-3, Leviathan can hold their heads high in front of the crowd as they knock out the EMEA representation.
Really wonderful game from Leviathan. Glad we got to see that side of Taco, but for me, again, have to say, Shy is marvelous. Absolutely incredible in his form.
Across both maps, performing at an incredibly high level. Yes, Taco, this was his map by all means. He ran this lobby, but Shy was right there, also leading the charge this whole way throughout. Through all of those overtime rounds in that 16-14 Haven, and then this absolute decimation of Vitality at the 13-3.
But roll your minds back to map 1. Vitality put up a marvelous game.
Absolutely.
There. Truly a team to be looked out for, and I call them the gunslingers of EMEA because I genuinely think they are one of the most dangerous teams to come up against. This time around, they met their match. A team that can burn even brighter than them, Leviathan.
They did their damnedest. I think they surprised all of us by pushing them to the limit, but it felt like after suffering that loss on that map, it was just a bit too much to recover from. But that's something that comes with experience, that comes with time. It's a lot of these players' first time on a stage like this, especially with a crowd that is against you. And as long as you can utilize this experience and put it towards growth in your competitive career, then it's nothing but upward. So
Right.
Vitality, I'm looking forward to seeing them in the future at more events because they clearly have what it takes.
Oh, they absolutely do. Wondrous potential within that squad. Twist and a superstar in the making, but Taco confirming what we were alluding to in those first couple of glimpses of this man in prior tournaments. He is a superstar, and now he's got his crowd around him. King, what an absolute captain's performance as well on map 1. Stepping up when their superstar was not having a big game. They had players there to take that mantle and run it forward. I cannot wait to see how far Leviathan goes because they truly are a dark horse for this tournament now.
And I'll harken back to what SK Rossi said on the desk earlier. You have that performance from your IGL and rallies the rest of the team. And it felt like that rallying really came to the forefront here on Pearl. Everybody playing out of their minds. King did not have to be the star. He did not have to drag the team over the finish line, getting those clutches. They were very much reinvigorated by that map 1 performance.
Just beautiful Valorant coming through from them. Really quite beautiful to watch.
It's just clean stuff. And now this means that we get an incredible series on the horizon of this Leviathan going up against Davi.
And what contrasting styles of Valorant you get. Hyper explosive against some of the most considered and articulate ways of playing. A beautiful contrast there, as you said, on the horizon. I cannot wait for that game, but long story short, I think we've had a fabulous series here. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to cast this with you, and it would be amiss to not highlight an MVP as well, right?
Yes.
But this is a hard vote because this obviously includes map 1, map 2. Where would you call this?
You could have put anybody up here. For me, it's still King because he was the one who kept them in that haven. He was the one that guided them through both of these maps. I think that going for the IGL here makes a lot of sense, but I'm not going to be surprised if people go for Tacolilla because, oh, flashy jet plays, knives in the faces. I love that stuff, but for me, it would be the IGL.
I'd say Shy as well is in for a shout.
Sure.
Safe from both maps. Maybe not the most flashy player, but he kept them just as relevant as Taco did in map 2 and King did in map 1. But a wonderful series, long and short, and we'll be passing it back to the desk in just a moment to wrap everything up and put a bow on it.
My future, no karma. My future, no karma. My future, go harder. No karma, no karma. My future, no karma. My future, no karma. My future, go harder. No karma, no karma. My future, no karma. My future, no karma. My future, go harder. No karma, no karma. 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 You've been on my mind. 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 You've been on my mind.
Welcome back to VCT Lock-In. I'm here with Tacolilla of Leviathan. Felicitaciones, mano. First question off the bat. Okay, you played out of your mind, right? You played probably one of the best performances we've ever seen on the international stage. And I imagine a player of your caliber, when you're feeling it, you just want to go, right? And you want to keep going. How do you balance between what you want to do and what the team is calling for you in those instances?
Bueno, primero que todo el equipo juega una estructura, a una base y fundamentos de juego y así como hoy día yo jugué muy bien, va a ser muy normal que de repente vean a King jugar muy bien o a Chai jugar muy bien o a No jugar muy bien o a Masino. Lo que tenemos es que somos 5 players individualmente muy fuertes y tenemos una estructura tan buena y que la respetamos tanto que no necesitamos siempre de una individualidad o de un jugador que tenga que como carrear. Entonces cuando a uno se le da el momento, lo agarra y a mí me pasó que tuve suerte de que le achunté a los lugares donde iba, empecé a agarrar vuelo, a agarrar confianza, me sentí imparable en un momento y así fue. Sentía que no perdía ninguna otra ocasión y es este espacio cuando tenéis que jugar y demostrar que estáis hecho para competir en las grandes ligas. Al menos a mí en esta partida se me dio, no se me había dado antes y la verdad tenía esa presión de demostrar o muchas cosas, pero me siento muy conforme con eso.
So first off, he says structure is a key part of this team, and the thing is, it just kind of clicked for him today. It could have been any of the other players, and it happens to them. It's not uncommon, but today it was just Taco's day. He felt it. He felt himself. Started hitting some shots. Confidence followed thereafter, and it really just kind of went from there. And it was a lot to prove that, yeah, man, Leviathan belongs. Like, you guys are the real deal. I want to ask you a bit about the team that you guys have now. You've gone through some roster changes. What is it that you guys have in this team now that you didn't have before?
Experiencia, mejor preparación y nada. El año pasado fuimos más que nada pioneros de una nueva rutina, nuevos estilos de disciplina. Fue como más que nada encontrar el camino y lastimosamente no pudimos seguir con los mismos jugadores del año pasado, pero este año se profesionalizó todo, tipo fuera del juego. Y cuando las cosas se toman en serio fuera del juego, afectan indirectamente dentro del juego. Si uno es disciplinado, tiene rutina, cumple horario, dentro del juego uno también es disciplinado y cumple, por ejemplo, los fundamentos de juego, como, no sé, pues cosas básicas, y ahí es cuando el equipo juega lo mismo y es más unido.
So the first thing he says is experience. Experience, number one, and then structure was a big thing for him. They're taking everything very seriously outside of the game, and naturally that translates to everything inside the game. Discipline has been a big key, and he did also note that unfortunately they weren't able to continue with their teammates from last year, but they've gone through a lot of structure changes. Discipline has been a key, and obviously it shows off. Taco, again, congratulations on the win. Super excited for you. I'm glad to see what the rest of the tournament has in store for you. We're going to throw it back to the desk for Sue to close out the show.
Thank you very much, Doug. A beautiful translation as always, and thank you to Taco as well. What a performance that was. Yeah. What a way to close it out. Honestly, I don't see anything else stopping Leviathan at this point.
I don't know, man. But Taco, on an individual level, if he can hit that form every day, then there's nothing stopping Leviathan. I mean, that was just absurd. Vitality couldn't do anything.
No, I mean, that was just absolutely jaw-dropping, isn't it? Like that last final performance where he's just cleaning them up. But, you know, for Vitality, you look at that team, said it over and over again. Thing that, you know, Tacolilla was saying in the interview was that experience and structure. He mentioned that multiple times in the interview, and that was the clear difference maker, right? The clear difference maker. Vitality just need a little bit more time to cook, but, you know, real potential, I think, for Leviathan to just carry this one forward. They've got nice momentum. They didn't give away too much, really, I suppose. Well, I mean, listen, we already know what our ascent is good, so they wouldn't have given up too much if we went to map 3, but yeah, overall, really amazing showing.
Yeah, I think what they showcased is that they're never going to be out of any map. Like, it doesn't matter how far down they are, it doesn't matter how good the other team looks, Leviathan are always going to be able to win. I think that's what they demonstrated really on Haven. I mean, they were never out of it here, were they?
Yeah, what a map, Rossi. What did you make of that in the end?
I mean, on the big stages, all it matters is, like Taco mentioned, it's all about structure and fundamentals. Like, on the big stages, when you're losing, you tend to go back to your old habits of making mistakes and stuff. So I think the basics and the fundamental, the structure of the team is really important in the big matches on the big stages.
Yeah, I think every single member of Leviathan had a great game today, honestly. Every single person stepped up at some point. But let's take a look at the, I feel like, again, sounds unfair because everyone stepped up, but obviously Sideshow, King from map 1 and Taco from map 2, which is crazy.
Yeah, they were so good. And I think that Taco talking about how it can actually be any of them, depending on the map, depending on the day, is really true. Shy looked amazing at the beginning of Haven. King really took over towards the end. Taco dominated Pearl, of course, but we've seen the other guys turn up in so many occasions. It is a really well-rounded team.
How much of that, Rossi, do you feel like it came down to the difference between just how good the players were on the side of Leviathan?
I mean, it's pretty scary when you said that. Like, it can be anyone, right? What can the opposite team can expect? Like, anyone can pop off and win the games for them. So it's very scary.
I will say, though, the glimpses of talent that we saw from Vitality, like the peaks from Sender, from players like, you know, Twiston, of course, as well, were really, really high. And it looked like it was almost going pound to pound with a team like Leviathan. But obviously, there's just those slight differences, right? Maybe that's down to the role switch-ups that Vitality ended up doing. Like, Destrin's moved away from Initiator and now playing Smokes for them. You know, things are not quite as what they're used to. It could just be a time thing where they just need to, you know, cook a little bit more.
I mean, things could have been very different if they just won a pistol round on Haven as well. Like, you literally never know.
A pistol round anywhere. One pistol round.
Anywhere. But sadly, we've had to say goodbye to Vitality. They did great in this tournament. Obviously, they went past round 1. Rossi, this is an unfair question.
Okay.
I mean, they beat you, so did you want them to maybe go all the way here?
Yeah, I wanted, like, them making all the way will make us look good. So I wanted in the bottom of my heart, I was like, okay, Vitality, do good, go to top 4, you know, that will make us look good. But yeah, like, it doesn't matter. In the end, better teams goes forward and the better teams win. So I'm happy.
Not today.
See that stat? They won a third of their eco rounds. A third of their eco rounds. No pistol rounds.
Just insane.
What is this team?
Yeah.
They're going to be so weird and fun to watch in EMEA.
But if they you know, shore up the weaknesses, though, listen, if they win a pistol round, they might be able to actually do some serious damage in EMEA. Looking forward to 2023.
They're a dark horse. They're a dark horse upset team.
I think you worked it out. It's the Sheriff, 5 Sheriffs
I think,
and
like,
pistol.
buy 5 Sheriff and just test it out one round. If you win, just continue the strat every round. I don't know, like, they got so many kills with Sheriff and they won so many rounds with Sheriff, if I recall properly.
27% of their kills on Pearl were with Sheriffs.
Yeah.
That's insane.
There you go then.
That is actually insane.
Coach Rossi, sub him in. Sub him in.
Just check with 1 pistol round 5 Sheriff. If you win, just keep running
Then
it
you're
until you lose.
yeah. That's a great strat. I love that. Now, before the break, we asked you guys at home to vote for the player of the match. I'm super interested to see who you guys voted for. At home, there were some pretty good candidates on this poll, but Tacolilla has taken it.
I feel like that's some recency bias, personally.
Yeah,
because I would have given it to King as an individual. This guy was the final boss for Leviathan that Vitality had to face over and over again. It was his calls, it was his experience that carried them through that first map. And I don't think they would have had as easy as a task if he wasn't able to pull it through and win that map for them.
The thing in this game, though...
Oh my God, what is this? I need context.
God, I mean...
It's King's Word.
Like Tacolilla, like Taco Godzilla? Is that what we're going for?
Tacozilla?
Tacozilla? I'm lost in the sauce there.
Tacozilla. Oh, Tacozilla. We had to confirm. We had to confirm.
I get that. I think what I was looking for in this series, though, was that I thought Vitality were going to be dangerous on both of those first 2 maps. And Taco made it so that there was no danger at all on Pearl. So even if they had slipped up map 1, they would have gone to Ascent, and I think Leviathan would have still been able to close it out. So they just have so many different win conditions with this squad.
Well, Rossi's been here all day with us today, for the second match, and we've seen a lot of Sheriff stuff. I don't know if you watched map 1, Rossi, but I'm about to show you another Sheriff play. I hope you like this. This is the HyperX reflex moment of the day. It goes to Envy from Team Secret. Yeah, talk me through this, Rossi. What do you think of this?
It's just insane. What else I can say? Like, he took the perfect fights. He didn't pick 2-3 people, you know. It was just like isolating 1v1 duels.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to isolate it, pops the util as well, so nobody can get onto into the spike the entire time in this. I thought Navi played this quite well. They were spacing themselves out, you know, but just didn't take the swing at the end, right?
I love that reaction from CNED. He just, what am I supposed to do?
Angel's reaction, look at that one. Oh, you have to give it to them. You have to give it to them. I mean, with that match, though, we know what the next round is going to be for this side of the bracket. It is going to be Leviathan versus Na'Vi. Saisho, do you feel like one team looked particularly better than the other here?
Yeah, I do. And it's going to be unpopular because we've just watched Tacolilla pound. But I think it was Na'Vi. I think Na'Vi demonstrated that they've got crazy deep map pool. Their player strength is insane. They have CNED, who's good enough to be able to shut down Taco. Taco got boomed by Zeta Division, by a slow team on Pearl. Na'Vi is a slow team on Pearl. He is not going to be allowed to run around and drop 40 kills or whatever the hell just happened there.
That's a really good point. Na'Vi perfected the slow game, I feel like. I mean, we've already seen them exploit. When HyperX were in their prime of playing really aggressively, really fast pace, it was FPX back then that just mastered it, being able to slow it down and really just, you know, pry open those weaknesses.
I'm thinking Leviathan. What about you?
Me too. Like, just like you said, it's not only about Taco. They have King, they have Shy, and there are so many players. Like Taco also mentioned, they're like, it can be anyone in their game, and any player can pop off. So I think Leviathan is looking pretty strong, especially on the map 2 and how they came back from the map 1, you know, being so many rounds down and to come back and go to overtime and win it. I think it takes a lot of mental strength, and that map particularly gave them a lot of momentum and confidence.
Yeah, no, I mean, Leviathan definitely showcased that they are the real deal when those players can be unlocked, when they perform well. They've got the experience, they've got the structure, they've got the discipline. But the map pool, listen, you know, it seems quite good. It seems quite good.
But the thing with the map pool is, I can just imagine Angel just ego picking Ascent because he thinks he's better than them anyway. Because
but then they'll lose.
That's what happened with Lotus.
Yeah, that team has been really good at Ascent before, and I think he might just be like, yeah, I've watched the VODs, I know how to beat them.
Of course we can win on Lotus. Why won't we pick it? Those guys.
Oh
That's actually a great impression.
Is
I've been around him a lot.
Well, the Omega bracket is being filled in a little bit more here. We can see teams have advancing. We're not going to have you with us tomorrow, Rossi, so I kind of want to get your predictions. Let's start with 100 Thieves versus Footballers. Who do you think is taking
I think 100 Thieves.
Okay.
They look pretty solid, yeah.
Close one or easy?
I think easy 2-0.
Ooh, all right. What about Fnatic versus Furia?
I want Boston to win. It's Fnatic. Let's go.
Well, you want them to win, but do you think they can?
Huh?
Do you think they can
Yeah,
do
I think
it?
they can. Like, Durka is on pretty good form, and Alfire also, they were like pretty solid yesterday. They were on fire. I think, yeah, everything going well for Fnatic. I think they're going to take it.
We'll see how strong the curse is tomorrow.
Yeah, your bracket's boomed. We need
it's already gone, mate. I mean,
we need to set it on fire or something.
But I did have both of those teams winning, so...
Yeah, but Vitality didn't win, so...
Okay.
You had Vitality winning the whole tournament, so...
Oh, they're not, they're out.
That are out,
yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Rossi, for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was fun, it was fun.
Oh, thank you very much,
I enjoyed it.
You guys never give me that feedback. Come on,
What?
learn from Rossi, learn from Rossi.
I don't have fun on a desk. Every moment's torture.
I could tell. Thank you very much at home. You guys are home for watching. We're going to be back for more bangers tomorrow, as you guys heard, 100 Thieves versus Footballers and Fnatic versus Furia. Make sure you come back and join us, and we'll see you then. 8 teams survived the first round of this Omega bracket, but today 2 more will be sent home. Team Secret have already taken down one EMEA team, but are they the real EU Slayers?
CNED is going to be key here.
Yes,
Hardy
he
finds
is.
the pick, but I'm really concerned if he... Oh, never mind. I'm not concerned anymore.
CNED seems to have awoken. Oh, that's a hand! He hits the hand!
Go for it!
All right, we got this, boys. High energy, remember, high energy. We want this more than enough.
I didn't know I could have this much fun watching Icebox. I'm not going to lie.
He's been so good, you have to call it out. Shouts, you guess you do not, though. Another Prime Gaming Flawless comes through for Navi. A kill in the hand is worth 2 in the bush? Maybe? Something like that. Now 4v2 economy. Horrible. Sugetsu's clean as he gets 3. In the face of magic from Secret, Navi take map 1. They've been glad to let him walk into his lap, but Jesse with 2 massive kills. Too far away from the play, but he may have gotten the position.
He's making noise.
He may have gotten the timing, but his knife was out.
What is that?
Gonna attempt to get it to happen. Cena, it's gonna be sacrificial. He's gonna go forward. A 1v1 left. Jesse's so weak. Timeout on his side, and Shao pushes it.
again and again, man.
The flash, Cena swings around, and just really unfortunate. Cena is just frying. Na'Vi look like an unstoppable force right now.
And all led by the evil genius himself, Angel. What a performance.
Neither of these teams have ever faced each other before, and today they're playing for their tournament lives and a shot at Na'Vi.
Pushed into the corner. King
Good
gets
swing,
got
good
covered
swing.
fire. Needs still so much more. And King is looking to deliver! A 4K from King with the Guardian shuts him down. They're trying to get that orb. King able to grab it, but then he's cut down to size as Twisted finds 3.
They're making a damn good go! Oh, try as he might! King reigns supreme!
When they need him the most, King is consistently there. Bolsey picks up 2, but there's King. If he taps the spike, let's see if he can dodge it. He just takes the fight, and King wins it out! The IGL drags them across the finish line once more in a 16-14 victory. But gets to be recovered though, and yeah, they're running out of time.
They gotta get this down now. Shy gets from above. This guy. Just a tap into hold. Shy is finally been denied off it. But there's the danger back in. Taco's gonna make more impact, and it needs to happen now. The defuse, they can't deny it.
Does he decide to use it?
Oh my God,
Doesn't
Shy.
need it. Vitality fall. 13-3, Leviathan can hold their heads high in front of the crowd as they knock out the EMEA representation.